Okay, good afternoon. Welcome to the second annual Junior Police Athletic League Police Academy. These kids know me. They know that I like to talk a long time. Obviously, my leaders sitting behind me, they know that I like to talk a lot. But the good news was when I came here today, I figured out that I didn't have to go to a script, which is the best way I like to do it, speaking from the heart. With that being said, I just want to open up by saying that these 18 individuals that we're about ready to recognize here today, it is 100% about them. Just to give a little bit of a brief, to explain the magnitude of how important this camp is, they are the second class. Last year we had our first annual Junior Police Academy. If you see the cadets here in the gray shirts, they went through the academy here last year. And this year, they helped me out to run some of our rookies through. I like to say that word, or our newer cadets. And, with that being said, it's not an easy process for what these kids went through this week. What separates this camp from the other camps to where it's, everybody is invited. Every camp that the Police Athletic League hosts every summer, we open those camps up to the community and its youth. The Boys and Girls Club camp last week, the week before, the big Super Bowl at Gannon that we have every year, that is open up to anybody in the community, more specifically, all of our kids that are in the Police Athletic League, which brings me to this camp. What makes this special is I believe not everybody should get a trophy. You have to earn your way with everything that you want to accomplish in life. And if there's any example of what that means, it's the 18 that we're going to recognize today. I'm very proud that the majority of these kids or cadets have been with this program from day one with me when I was trying to figure it out. And it has been very enjoyable to watch these 18, in addition to the veteran gray shirters, to watch them grow up and to watch them become those leaders with good character, in hopes, big picture, beyond anything, to become good community members, good productive members of society, and for selfish reasons, police officers someday. I know that we live in a world where things are extremely divisive because of one reason or another, whether it's politics, whether it's race. And I tell these kids, they've been hearing me probably every year saying, if you want to hear about lies, don't turn on the news, stay off social media, okay? Because these kids, these 18, in addition to the others that aren't here today, they're changing the adults. They're changing the way that our adults in our community are viewing and trying to fight against some of the narratives that aren't necessarily true in this city. And they hear from me every day, and every time we get together, that they're changing us as much as we're hoping, we're changing them. When I hear words like propaganda, and the police aren't real, this is something on the surface, to make the police look good, I'm telling you right now, these cadets, in addition to the 800 kids throughout the city, will tell you otherwise. And I will challenge anybody to listen to our youth in our community, because quite honestly, they're the ones down the road, big picture, that's going to change this city. Okay? With that being said, I want to get right into the ceremony. You're only as good as the people that you surround yourself with, okay? And the next point I'm going to make is this program does not happen if you don't have the right leaders in front of you to make this happen, okay? 5-6 years ago, when we had the administration come in here, we had a leader in Mayor Joe Schember that even before he got elected as mayor, he was paying attention to the movement of that needle that this department was trying to do. And all we needed was somebody to get behind our department, our youth, and try to bring our other leaders throughout the city together. And here's my point, okay? It takes, you got to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere. It's very easy, and personally, I think it's a cop-out when you hear, well, these bad things happened 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago. These kids are learning. These cadets are learning. It's about the here and now, and how do we change it and be the example down the road, okay? So it starts at the top. And Mayor Schember, Chief Spizzarni, Inspector, former Deputy Chief Mike Nolan, Captain Tellerico, Deputy Chief William Marucci, okay, the Mayor's office staff, Mayor Assistant Renee Lamus, Community Liaison Michael Outlaw, okay. The public doesn't understand how many moving parts that goes behind a program like this. But the one thing that I am proud is, for once, we're not throwing in the towel and giving up on our youth, okay? We're not going to go 10 years backwards. And these kids know that. There's no excuses. They're the change, okay? So I'm going to get off my soapbox, and I'm going to recognize these guys, but I want you to understand that's what we're building together. That's what we're building. That's what we're trying to mold. Leaders for tomorrow. And they're already leaders now. Impressive. Okay? Without further ado, rather than hearing from me, I want to invite two of our former cadets up here real quick to say a few words, and then we'll move on to the graduation. Alejandro Miranda and Matthias Armstrong. Can you please come up here, please?
Hello, my name is Matthias Armstrong, and I was part of the first annual Junior Police Academy. The PALS program has taught me a lot about the police and the law enforcement. The PALS program has helped me over the years with a lot of difficult things in my life that I couldn't have gone through without them. I especially love the police and youth bonding that happens in this program. PALS is more like a family than a program to me, and everyone that is in PALS is great in their own way, and I believe that they all have a lot of potential in the future. I would also like to say that the second year Junior Police Academy graduates have had a great week, and I've definitely learned a lot about law enforcement. And I hope that they keep the great work. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Alejandro Miranda. I had the privilege to be a part of the PALS program for 7 years and counting. Before I start, let's just give a round of applause to the 2022 cadet graduates. Last year, I had the honor to be a part of the first ever cadet class of 2021 with the PALS program. I had the experience I had was quite amazing. We had the privilege to go to the Mercyhurst Police Academy in Northeast, in which we got to go into a VR, which, in case for who do not know what a VR is, it is a virtual reality simulator. In that simulator, we were tasked to help a drunk man leave a bar. The man did not know where he was, so we had to talk to him and make sure that he was okay, and to see if there was a ride, who could pick him up. In the following days, we got to give back to the community and rode around the city to give out ice cream to people. We also had the privilege to meet Judge Trisilla and the District Judge Thomas Carney. We also had permission to get a tour of the Adult and Juvenile Probation Departments. We also had the privilege to go to the Erie County Coroner's Office to learn more about the human body. And then we went over to the Erie County Courthouse with Captain Marty Davis. He gave us a tour of the courthouse. We were also invited to roll call in the Erie County Sheriff's Office, which we learned about the different jobs officers were assigned and how important it is to listen to the jobs. For this, I will forever be grateful with that. I got to be a part of those special moments we got to cherish. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Matthias and Alejandro. Again, that's what leadership looked like. Nathan Zemansky, Abigail Hawkins, Angelise Lopez, Phoenix Yuli, William Shabilsky, and Jason Harris. They were the pioneers with me from day one, and please give them a round of applause for, All right, as you can see, Alejandro, he already read, what they did last year, and this year was no different. This is the first class that on day one, they got to experience the swearing in of 9 newly officers, that a historical hire that was, hiring class where diversity was very important. And, they got to experience and sit there and watch live what it's like and what it means to take that oath. So that was very special that we had that going on, this week. They actually got autographs of the newer officers. Didn't expect that, but, the respect level, and they're starting to understand that level of commitment of what it takes to stand up here on that stage and raise your right hand to take that oath. As Alejandro mentioned, we did everything from police functions, learning about how the cruisers, the specialized units such as the Bearcat, bomb squad from day one. They met with a lot of officers who took the time to spend some time to explain things and clarify things as to what patrol officers do on a daily basis. From there, we went over, as Alejandro said, we have a courthouse day to where we're blessed to have, every department over there step up to educate our youth. Coroner's office, the district attorney's office, which we're fortunate to have District Attorney Elizabeth Hertz, Detective Jen Nolan, and Detective Ann Stein to spend a lot of time with our kids to give them an understanding of what goes on over at the District Attorney's office. Erie County Coroner's office, which is always everybody's favorite, where our deputy coroner, spent some time with them and took them through the process of an autopsy. Adult probation, juvenile probation, Judge John Trisilla, who cracks me up every year. Only 20 minutes, Lennox. But these guys changed his mind, and it was no different this year. He was in the middle of a trial because these guys were asking such great questions. An hour and a half later, and running late, because Judge Trisilla was pretty impressed with the challenging questions that these 18 were asking the judge. So it was pretty cool. From there, we came back to City Hall. Our criminal investigation division stepped up. We had detectives from major crimes, white-collar crimes, our intel detective, they got an education on body cams. Some of them had the opportunity today to go on a CVSA, which is a fancy word of saying lie detector, with Lieutenant Chris Janis. So that was pretty cool. We had a day slotted to where, we went out into the community, because these kids here every year, not because it's the academy, but it's about paying it forward and giving back, bringing, the babies behind them with you, okay? So we were out there for hours with the SBCP Council, with Mr. Outlaw, and we went out and delivered ice cream, popsicles, water. They actually got to get wet with the fire department and wrestle in probably 2 inches of water, and we visited various community locations, community centers throughout the city. There's an abundance of things that we did. They actually got to meet with our ID unit today to learn the forensic investigation end of things and crime scenes, which is very important. And they worked hard. We went out to the police academy. Normally we do that day one, the actual police academy out at Mercyhurst. And they surprised me this year where the first thing that we did was an obstacle course to where we paired them up with a partner, because that's real life. It's not about, we don't do this as officers out here alone. You are only as good as your partner or the team that you get behind you. So there were some challenging things on that obstacle course that every single one of these cadets didn't quit. They understood, how to handle adversity and any obstacle physically that's in their way. But it's about the mental game, big picture, down the road. When you want to quit, it's your mind that's going to drive you, and these kids know this. So that was a pretty neat experience. They got to go into a simulator and be able to experience scenarios, real-life scenarios. How do you work your way through that? Because as officers, that's what we see on a daily basis. Last thing that who I want to recognize before we honor these graduates today, I mentioned the leaders in front of me, okay? But I'll tell you, the leaders that are with me, if it wasn't for my frontline officers that make that commitment and have the same passion as I do, like Sergeant Szorek, Officer Foltz, we have other POW officers that are sprinkled in throughout the room that make this work. I'm nothing. This program would be nothing without them having that same level of commitment. So cadets, I want you to applaud those officers that spend time with you. Okay, without further ado, we're ready for the, you guys ready? Yeah. You can yell that. Are you guys ready? Yeah. All right, let's get it. All right, Sergeant Szorek, I'd like you to come up and join me on the stage. Give Officer Mel a round. Give her 10. Okay, so I'm just going to announce your name. Come on up. I want you to shake everybody's hand that's on stage, and you've earned it. Now, before we get into this, the bags are stapled for a reason, okay? That means you do not open it until you get home, all right? But a little hint, don't let anybody take this from you, and don't let anybody steal it from you, and you wear this thing and the items that are in that with pride. You feel me? Okay? So congratulations, and let's move on. All right. So the first graduate, Ezekiel Hernandez. Give him 10. Nico Lamus. Damian Jones. Matthew Evans. Jaden Brooks. Jaquan Myers. Miguel Roman Feliciano. Malia Outlaw. Ariel Redger. I just have to say it this way, just to keep with tradition. Giovanni Miranda. Alexander Shabilsky. All right, this individual could not make it today. She took a trip to Mississippi. Unique tape. Still give it up for her. D'Angelo Nolan. You guys can laugh. That was a tongue slip. Twin, Xavier Shabilsky. Yeah, and this next cadet, he got sick today. Jordan Yulee, give it up for him. Yvonne Ramsey. Kiana Lise Ortiz Soto. Gracie Schaefer. Her real name is Grace, but she's forever known as Gracie to me. Okay, this next component, before I bring the mayor up here to say a few words, these kids made it difficult, this year to, try to decide who the top cadet was this year. Not really, which we're going to make that last as to who that cadet's going to be, but the individuals that are going to be recognized right now, there were some criteria at the beginning of the week. The very first thing that they're provided as cadets is a police officer's encyclopedia, so to speak. They're required, as officers, we're required to be out in the community with our field notebook. And the challenge was not only are you listening, you're documenting and recalling that back on a notebook. And every year, or every day, sometimes multiple times a day, and I didn't see their notebooks until last night and even this morning. And it was gut-wrenching to try to make decisions on who gets what today. But we had that talk before we came in here. So these next individuals that we're going to recognize took that serious. They took that serious. Not only did they ask great questions, but their field notebooks were just unreal. We had a sergeant last night, Sergeant Stuck. He was looking at some of those notebooks last night, and he said, "Gee, these kids write better than our guys," But that was a joke. But so I want to bring the mayor up, and he's going to read the accommodations, and then we'll move on from there.
I'm really honored to be here. This is a wonderful event, and everything Sergeant Lennox said is absolutely true. Lieutenant Lennox, I should say. And it's just wonderful that all of you have gone through this, those of you that did it last year and now the new group this year as well. You are the future of Erie. That's the bottom line to me, because, I'm not going to be around 30, 40 years down the road, but you guys will be, and you'll be leading the city. So that's very important. So I'm just going to read the commendation, right? Read the commendation so you have an idea what this says, and then we'll call everyone up that's getting a copy of this. It says, for your outstanding leadership, attention, engagement, and commitment to the second annual Junior Police Academy, which took place Monday, June 27th, through Friday, July 1st. Can you believe today's July 1st already? The week consisted of presentations by the Erie County District Attorney, the Erie County Sheriff's Office, the Erie County Adult and Juvenile Probation, Erie County's Coroner Office, the Court of Common Pleas, simulations at the Municipal Training Academy at Mercyhurst Northeast, and a tour of the Erie Police Department that included presentations on the roll call patrol, the SWAT team, the NAT team, body-worn cameras, computer intelligence, criminal investigations, the training division, major crimes, white-collar crimes, ID unit, accident investigations, traffic stops, vice, and narcotics. Do you ever realize police deal with so many things? You also had the opportunity to witness the historic swearing in of 9 new police officers right here where we are today, and that was incredible. It was very fulfilling to me because of the 2 women and the 2 minorities we had as part of that 9. That's what I want Erie to look like, and that's what I want our police department to look like. Throughout the week, you took this opportunity very seriously, and we really appreciate that. You were an exemplary role model to your peers. You were very attentive to everything that went on. You conducted yourself in a respectful manner. You asked relevant questions of all presenters, and you helped support each other, which is really important. So now, therefore, I, Joseph E. Schember, Mayor of the City of Erie, and Lieutenant Tom Lennox, Coordinator of the Erie PAL program, on this first day of July 2022, do hereby recognize, your name would come in here, for outstanding leadership, character, maturity, and integrity. On a daily basis, you exhibit the qualities that define what a PAL kid should be. You are on the right path to a future in law enforcement and another career that involves protecting and serving other people. We are proud of you. Please keep up the good work. Let's give all these kids another round of applause. One last thing. Everyone, when they came up, got one of my pens. I just want everybody to know what they got. These pens light up. You can probably see that. So, and what it's got is my name at the top. Then it says, "Together, we will build opportunity, restore hope, transform Erie." And everything my team and I do, Renee and my whole team, that's what we're trying to do here in Erie. Build hope. Sorry. Build opportunity, restore hope, and transform Erie. My memory sometimes gives me a little bit of a challenge. And to open these, all you do is hold the bottom and twist it, and the ink comes out. So I hope you enjoy it. If this pen ever runs out of ink, or if you lose it, let me know. I'll give you another one. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. So I'm going to read your names, and we had a briefing prior to all of this. And again, I want all the families here to know that they are all leaders. They've all showed those character traits throughout the week. You know, all the 18 cadets. You know, and again, my criteria for some, if you punched out on your notebook on day 2, you know, those are things that we had a discussion with some that we're going to get better going into the next year. Okay, so when I read your name, please come on up. Ariel Redker. Ezekiel Osorio. Stay on the stage. Okay. Yep. Xavier Shabilsky. Unique Tate, although she's not here, give her 10. Miguel Roman Feliciano. Nico Lamus.
Nico, shake everybody's hand again.
Gracie Schaefer. Yvonne Ramsey. Malia Outlaw. And our sick boy, Jordan Yulee, who's not here, so give him 10. Okay, now, what everybody's been waiting for, as you can see, it's hard to choose. You know, it's Detective Nolan, she's used to me when she hears the numbers every year, hey, only 150, but she knows that means 250, so it's hard. So, I mean, this decision, unanimously, it was a no-brain decision as to who our top cadet was, not only of the week, but this person, I mean, he's been with me from day one. I mean, I remember walking into Piper Burley, okay, and I remember a little man walking up to me and basically showing me the ropes. And when I say that this young man is a soldier in every term, as far as maturity, leadership, heart, character, and he's all in 24/7, okay? And this week was no different. And again, when I ask every officer that was around this week, without question, Jaquan Myers. Okay. I'm going to conclude this by saying this, all right? To the adults, continue to do what you're doing. You know, the fact that they're here, the fact that you get behind them, the fact that you encourage them to spend time with us, okay, that is change. That's what's going to make a difference in the big picture, okay? Keep doing what you're doing. Keep supporting these leaders in this room and spread that out into the community as adults. Listen to your kids, you know, and I listen to them, you know, and I joke about this, and a lot of these parents here can relate to this because I've talked to all of you in this room, that there are some times where I give them a call and they don't know, yeah, I'm checking up on them, but they don't know in moments that I need to hear their voice as much as, you know, they need to hear mine, okay? So parents, I commend you, and cadets, please stand up and thank your families behind you, please. Please stand up and thank your parents behind you. Okay, you guys can have a seat. This concludes 2022 Junior Police Academy. Another round of applause for these cadets right up here. Yep.
I'm completely breaking rank up here very quickly, I'm sorry. But Lieutenant Lennox gives so much to you guys, and he's always telling you to give 10 to everybody else, so we make sure, let's give Lieutenant Lennox the 10 he deserves, okay?
Thank you very much. Parents, I would encourage you to come up, take photos. Class, we're going to come up and get a nice class picture. And congratulations. Enjoy your holiday weekend. Parents don't know this yet because I love working at small windows, but the 4th of July, I'm going to be having some of them in the morning. You'll get that information unless you have So yell at me, don't yell at them. So they'll let you know. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys soon. Thank you.